You think you know Greek mythology? The mighty Zeus, king of Olympus, overthrowing his tyrannical father Cronus and saving the world? What if I told you? That's propaganda. What if the Titans weren't monstrous villains, but complex beings caught in history's first power struggle? What if the glorious Olympians were nothing more than the winners who wrote the history books? Today, we're peeling back 3,000 years of mythology to ask, were the Titans the real good guys all along? Before we dive in, let's clear something up. Despite what modern movies show you, the Titans weren't grotesque monsters. Ancient Greek art consistently portrays them as human-like figures, indistinguishable from the Olympians in appearance. This monstrous portrayal? That's Hollywood's invention. The Titans were the elder gods, children of primordial Uranus and Gaia, Earth herself. They ruled from Mount Othrys during the so-called Golden Age before being overthrown by their own children in the devastating Titanomachy. But here's what should make you question everything. If the Titans were so terrible, why do ancient sources call their reign a golden age of peace and prosperity? And why are some Titans, like Prometheus, remembered as humanity's greatest champions? The answers reveal a far more complex mythology than most of us learn. One where divine morality isn't black and white, but endlessly gray. Let's start with Cronus, king of the Titans. Yes, he overthrew his father Uranus, but only after Uranus imprisoned Cronus's siblings, the Centamenes and Cyclopes, in Tartarus. Uranus was the first tyrant of mythology, and Cronus acted on his mother Gaia's plea for justice. Did Cronus later swallow his children? Yes, but context matters. He'd received a prophecy that his child would overthrow him, exactly as he had done to his father. This wasn't random cruelty, it was fear born from experience. The cosmic cycle of patricide that began with him would continue through Zeus. And let's talk about the Golden Age under Titan rule. Greek poet Hesiod describes this era as a paradise where
men lived like gods, with carefree heart, remote from toil and misery. The fruitful earth, unforced, bore them abundant fruit, and they lived in ease and peace upon their lands.
This hardly sounds like the reign of monsters, does it? Now let's examine some individual Titans who defy the evil stereotype. Prometheus stole fire from Olympus and gave it to humanity, enabling civilization itself. For this act of compassion, Zeus had him chained to a mountain where an eagle would eat his liver daily for eternity. Who sounds more like a villain in this story? Oceanus, Titan of the great world-encircling river, remained neutral during the Titanomachy. He and his wife Tethys even raised Hera, later Zeus's wife. Many Titans chose peace over war. Hyperion, associated with light and wisdom, fathered Helios, sun, Selene, moon, and Eos, dawn, literally bringing light to the world. These celestial Titans continued serving the cosmos even after their kin were imprisoned. Mnemosyne, Titan of memory, gave humanity the gift of remembrance and bore the 9 muses who inspire all art and science. Without her, human culture would not exist. And what of Zeus and his Olympians? After victory, Zeus imprisoned many Titans in Tartarus, not just combatants, but even neutral parties. He then established a regime where gods regularly punished humans for minor offenses, engaged in problematic relationships, and fought amongst themselves. The Olympians weren't liberators establishing justice. They were conquerors establishing domination. This pattern repeats throughout mythology. The Olympians overthrew the Titans just as the Christian God would later supplant the Greek pantheon. Each new religious order demonizes what came before, casting previous deities as darker, more primitive beings. So were the Titans good and the Olympians evil? That's not quite right either. Greek mythology isn't a morality play with heroes and villains. It's a reflection of cosmic forces, generational conflict, and the complex nature of power. The Titans represented older, more primal forces: earth, memory, time, the ocean. The Olympians embodied a more structured civilization with defined roles and laws. Neither was wholly good or evil. In fact, this moral ambiguity is precisely what makes Greek mythology so enduringly fascinating. What's really happening is something far more human. History written by the victors. The myths that survived were those that justified Olympian rule. The Titans were recast as necessary villains in the story of Olympian triumph, precursors who had to fall for progress to occur. This reframing served religious and political purposes. Worshippers at Greek temples weren't celebrating the overthrow of evil. They were affirming the legitimacy of current power. Perhaps the most telling evidence comes from the etymology itself. The word Titan has complex origins that scholars still debate. It may derive from tautomachron, Tito, meaning sun or day, an ancient Anatolian loanword. Others connect it to tau iota tau phi omega, titano, to stretch or extend, or tau sigma iota, tisses, retribution, from tau nu omega, tino, to pay a penalty. In Doric Greek, tau alpha, titus, and Ionic tau eta, tites, mean avenger or punisher. These etymological roots paint a picture not of monsters, but of powerful, primordial forces associated with cosmic order, punishment, and even light itself. The Titans remind us that mythology, like history, is never as simple as we first learn it. Behind every conquered villain lies a complex being with their own story to tell. Which Titan story surprised you most? Was it Prometheus's sacrifice for humanity, or perhaps learning that the monstrous Titans look just like the gods we celebrate? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you're fascinated by these hidden dimensions of Greek mythology, subscribe for our next exploration, the dark side of Zeus, lightning, power, and ancient PR. If you missed our previous video on Medusa's transformation from priestess to monster, check it out here. There's more to these myths than meets the eye, and we're just getting started.